Hi, Dave Skocik. Welcome back to this episode of PR Delaware. We're taping today at the facilities of C&U Fit here in Dover. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We're at the facilities of C&U Fit here in Dover. My next guest is Jonathan Gallo, Executive Director of Central Delaware Habitat for Humanity. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for being here. I think that most people know about Habitat for Humanity, but for those who don't, tell me about it.
Yes. Well, Habitat for Humanity, what we do is we partner with families homeowners to build affordable housing with them. And, we have very different aspects of homeowners that we work with. We work with single male families. We work with single female families. We actually have work with homeless individuals as well, trying to get them into housing. And I tell you, there's so much need for housing, and it's such a great foundation for people to just really prosper in life. And the biggest thing that Habitat does is we're providing a 0% interest mortgage, which that's the best deal in town.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the misconceptions of Habitat that I want to bring up here today. A lot of people think that Habitat's giving them a free house, and that's not the case at all. We partner with these homeowners to put in 250 sweat equity hours to help build their house. And while they're building their house, they're also getting financial coaching and counseling. They're also getting training on how to work on their house. So in the future, they can do their own maintenance. And
now, they have to have a certain amount of income to be able to qualify, correct?
Yes, because it is a mortgage that we're holding for the homeowner. And so we actually work with 60% of the median income homeowners and below. And in order to be able to afford a mortgage with Habitat for Humanity, you usually need to make a minimum of a little over $22,000 per year, because we do hold a mortgage for the home.
So I understand that you've grown quite a bit in the area in Central Delaware in the past couple of years. Tell me about that.
Well, it's been a great thing. Central Delaware Habitat, back in the day, we're building about 1 or 2 houses a year and just kind of progressively developing, where we're to the point now to where this year alone, we're planning on building 8 houses, new construction. We actually have a full-time site supervisor now that we did not have in the past. And through the partnerships that we've developed, we're able to actually get these houses built rather quickly now. We're using volunteer labor to build the homes, but we're actually building at about production rate levels right now.
Really?
We're within 90 to 120 days of building a house from
Now, how do you supervise a volunteer who maybe has never done this before?
Well, that's a great education program. My site supervisor does a wonderful job in actually bringing people on every day that have no clue about what they're doing, or they usually are very uneducated on construction. And he's able to spend a couple minutes with them to say, this is what you need to do today. And they do a great job, and at the end of the day, they feel very accomplished. So it's a wonderful opportunity.
So I've been told that you're building some homes for veterans.
Yes, we're very excited. Habitat, we definitely see the need for affordable housing for vets. And this year we were very gracious to be able to partner with 2 new homeowners. And we're going to actually do a big kickoff on August 17th to kick off the wall raising ceremonies for 2 veteran homeowner families. And we're very excited about partnering with them.
So how far do you build? Will these be in Dover, these 2 homes you're talking about?
The 2 homes that we're going to be building now are in Dover. We build in all of Kent County, but right now we've partnered with the Downtown Dover Steering Committee and the Downtown Dover Development Partnership.
That's a good group. I know they're very progressive in getting things finished.
Yes,
and started too.
Started too. And so we really want to see some transition in the neighborhood here in Dover, and we want to see what Dover used to be Dover again. So, and that's what we're doing through the home ownership opportunities and trying to help families, prosper.
So how long have you been in charge here?
Well, I came on board, I guess pretty much, I started September of last year, of 2015, with Central Delaware Habitat.
So I know you have a pretty good fundraisers out there, you have volunteers, so what's your biggest challenge?
Yes, honestly, my biggest challenge is I want to do more. And, due to our limited resources that we have to do what we can do, but we are actually getting so much value out of the limited resources that we have, but I see such a greater picture out there to where we could be doing so much more and having such a larger impact. But when it gets to that level, financial resources are limited, and then once again, staffing resources as well. So,
And I know a big help is Restore.
yes.
Tell me about that.
So the Habitat Restore, it's a great, it's basically I'll call it a thrift shop that is open to the public, and it helps us to serve our mission. You know, we're 100% donations on what comes into the Restore for every sale.
And where do you get the donations from? Builders?
The donations, they come from local businesses,
Oh.
builders, they come from homeowners. A lot of families that are just, you know, say you have a nice working refrigerator, but it's just not new anymore to you as a family.
Okay.
Well, we will take that refrigerator and resell it to somebody that, you know, might suit their needs today. And we also have building materials that we sell. We do furniture, appliances, home good items. It's a wonderful store, and every day it's always something new. You never know.
So if people want to contact you to donate something,
Yes.
how would they get up with you?
So you want to contact Central Delaware Habitat for Humanity. Our main number is 302-526-2366, and you know, we have a one of our selections is to contact a Restore, and you want to call the Restore and make an appointment, because we actually come pick up your merchandise as well.
Really?
Your donations, yes.
Okay. Well, is there anything that you would like to add before we close?
The only thing I'd like to add is I just want to say thank you very much. Habitat is doing wonderful things. There's a tremendous need for affordable home ownership today, and the families that we are serving and the homeowners that we're making their dreams come true, it's an amazing opportunity. And if anybody is wanting to volunteer or come out and support any of these families, homeowners,
Or make a donation?
or make a donation,
Or even apply
yes,
for the program?
yes, please come out and talk to us.
Thank you very much. I've been with Jonathan Gallo, Executive Director of Central Delaware Habitat for Humanity. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Dave Skocik. Welcome back to PR Delaware. I'm with Evans Armand Trading today, the owner of CNU Fit here in Dover. Evans, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You have a fantastic facility here. It's beautiful. How long have you been here?
In this facility, almost a little bit over 2 years, but I've been in business since 2009.
So 2009, where did you start at?
In my living room. You know, CNU Fit was birthed out of need. Basically, first I was in the military, so I was in the military for 6 years, got out, went into sales, sold homes. I just love dealing with people. And then the housing industry went for a shift, and I was in modular and manufactured homes. The company went out of business. So even though I was one of the top 4 in the nation, they offered opportunities other places, but I was vested to Delaware by then. So I decided to stay, and I needed to reinvent myself, and I lost weight and decided to start a fitness business from that.
Well, you did a lot of really good invention, it looks like.
Yeah, it was a lot of work.
You are an icon for what you do, but tell us about the CNU Fit. What do you do here?
Okay, cool, Dan. I think, that's a great question, because a lot of people don't know what we do. They just know we do something in fitness. So we have 2 marquee services, I would say, and then we have other things that we offer. So we offer something called metabolic coaching. And if you combine nutritional coaching and the idea of getting a personal trainer to custom design your workouts, that's what it is. So in our metabolic coaching, we have 2 nutritionists, board certified registered dietitians who run the metabolic coaching side. So we're able to work with clients anywhere from someone with diabetes to recovering cancer patients. We've had people literally from every spectrum of life that we've been able to help with our metabolic coaching component. And our goal is to help you speed up your metabolism. And then we also have one of our trainers will custom design your workouts for you that you can follow independently outside of CNU Fit. So currently we do have clients anywhere from Nevada on the West Coast or out west all the way to the Poconos, and then of course local clients as well.
How do you deal with the people who are out of state?
Well, for the metabolic coaching, they're doing their exercises at their local gym or at home.
Okay.
So we give them the tools and the resources. We have our own app that they use to do the workouts. And as far as the nutritional coaching, the nutritionist will go use like GoToMeeting or something like that to see them and communicate with them and give them their meal plans.
How do they find out about you when they're not local?
Many of them is just word of mouth.
Really?
It's just, the idea of being 6 degrees of separation is true. So someone knows someone who's received results, or they saw us on Facebook, on our Facebook page at CNU Fit, or Yeah, most times it's word of mouth though, which is kind of unique.
So what's the age range of your clients?
That's a great question. Our typical client or most common client, somewhere between 40 to 60-year-old professional,
Okay.
is most of our clients. But we've had clients as low as 8 years old, and then as high as 83 years old.
Oh my gosh, how do you get an 8-year-old?
Because they're. I mean, we had one 8-year-old. She was 100 pounds at 8 years old.
Oh, I
And
see.
her mom was like, "Hey, what can we do to help my daughter?" We've had an 8-year-old because so we have the metabolic coaching. We also do personal training. So personal training, we have certified trainers. We help you execute your exercise programs. And the reason why personal training is so important is it helps you ensure safety while exercising, and you're going to get the results you're looking for. Before I got into fitness and learned about training, I struggled with weight for 10 years, or 8 years. And, during that season of my life, I'd go to the gym, I'd see guys who look in really good shape, and I'll try to I'm like they're a little stalker. They picked up the weight and they did that. I tried to do the same thing, but I had no confidence. I didn't know if what I was doing was really working. At the end of the day, I was very defeated and I didn't get results. So personal training helps you ensure that you can get those results that you're looking for.
So if someone were your client, say not local, would they have to have weights to resistance?
No, we actually work with a company based out of Florida where we get our resistance bands from, and they're weight-based resistance bands. So you can put it on the door,
Okay.
you can put it in a little bag, but they have an anti-snap feature, so they won't pop on you. But they also are weighted, so you can follow a concept called progressive overload. Basically, if you buy those cheap bands in Walmart and Target and different places, and anywhere sells them really, but if there's no way to increase the workload, your body adapts and you lose the benefits of the exercise. So that's the personal training side, and then we also do speed and agility for young athletes.
Okay.
So we've worked with anywhere from NFL professionals all the way
Really?
to local high school students that have won some awards and stuff. With our track and tennis and swimming athletes, which is really
Now
cool.
I got to ask you. You mentioned that you have a lot of clients age 40 to 60. Is that the majority?
That's majority. So that's the
And-
bulk of our clients.
And I would say that I'm glad you used the word bulk because a lot of us have extra bulk. So the importance of staying healthy, I think, is really key, particularly that your metabolism working, and then so that's an area that you're obviously very well versed in and certified to teach.
Yes, and we're passionate about that. And you hit the nail on the head, which is metabolism. The reality is the reason why that group or demographic is typically my client is because by then their metabolism started to slow down. They've already did all the fad diets. They know that all the quick fixes don't really work and don't produce sustainable results. And they're at a point in life where they're ready to take care of themselves. They might have invested their health or sacrificed their health for their career or for their families. And now they're like, hey, I want to be around for a while. So when you talk about metabolism, one of the biggest things that we teach our clients is your metabolism is not fixed.
Oh,
you know.
That's good to know.
Yeah, so you can increase it. And that's our focus. And our mission statement is all about increasing your metabolism and ensuring optimal health. So just to kind of give you, and instinctively we all know that it is adjustable, but you have so much data that comes at you that competes with that idea. But I'll just show you really quick. If you cut your meals in half for the next 30 days, and that's all you ate, you didn't change any exercise or anything else, you just cut your meals in half, would you lose weight? Do you think you'd lose weight?
I would think so.
Absolutely. You know.
Okay.
How much weight do you think you'd lose?
I thought maybe it was a trick question.
No trick questions. How much weight do you think you lose?
Well, probably about 10 or 20 pounds.
In 30 days?
Maybe, I don't know.
Okay.
You're the professional, I'm asking you.
No. Using your body and what you know about
Oh.
your body over the years you've been living, how much you think you'd lose?
Well, I've never done that, but I know I would lose, but I really don't know.
Okay. So let's say you're 10 to 20. Let's say if you kept that same meal plan for a year, do you think you would, how much weight would you think you'd lose over the course of the year?
I'm glad I'm talking to you because I don't know.
Really? Think about it. Think about your body. So there's no right answer or wrong answer, but just think about how you know about your
Well,
body.
I'm guessing over a year, probably about 30 pounds.
Mm-hmm. You notice how you didn't guess 120 pounds?
Well, I couldn't make that.
No, the reason why is because instinctively you know that at some point you'll stop losing weight. So just like you noticed that you would stop losing weight, If you doubled your calories, or how about this? If you added a pint of ice cream, 1,000 extra calories to your diet every day for 30 days, do you think you'd gain weight?
Absolutely.
How much would you gain in a month?
Probably about 10 pounds.
10 pounds. And if you just kept that pint of ice cream in your diet, then for the rest of the year, how much do you think you'd gain in a year?
It's not good to think about that.
What do you think?
Far too much. Far too much.
100 pounds?
I don't know if I'd say 100 pounds because I know it depends on how active you
No,
are.
just the same activity. You didn't change anything else. But instinctively, how much do you think you'd gain over the course of a year?
Over the course of a year, maybe maybe 30, 40 pounds, maybe
Exactly.
more.
Perfect. And so I'll tell you, we've asked this lesson to hundreds, if not thousands of people now, and everybody guesses right around the same. Because some point you'll stop gaining weight. So why did you stop gaining weight? The reason why you stopped gaining weight is because your metabolism increased to compensate for that extra 1,000 calories. Now you gain 30 pounds for that increase, but it does show that your metabolism can increase, and the reason why you stopped losing weight is because your metabolism decreased.
Okay.
So what we're able to do here is help people speed up their metabolism. You don't have to gain 30 pounds to do it, but you can speed up your metabolism and you can also slow it down. And the science of what we do is figuring out at what points do we want to speed up your metabolism to accelerate fat loss versus just cutting calories only. Because as you talked in the diagram or in the example, that at some point the cutting doesn't work. So that's our science, and that's pretty much our niche here, is helping you figure out what food combinations, how much exercise or activity you need to do to get that metabolism to speed up to reach your fitness goals.
Okay. We're about to wrap up. How can people contact you?
So easily, they can reach us on our website at cnufit.com. So
With the letter CNU Fit.
Yep,
Okay.
www.cnufit.com. Or they can just call us at 302-689-3489.
Thank you so very much.
No problem.
I've been with Evans Arm Trading and here at CNU Fit.
Cool.
We'll be right back. Hi, welcome back. I'm with Richard Bailey, a noted sculptor. He's been carving for over 50 years. He's received commissions from all over the world, for his work can be seen in many homes, museums, churches, and galleries. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Dave.
Thanks so much for
here.
being with us. I know, as I said, you've been doing this for 50 years.
Yeah,
Tell me about
it's
that.
too much fun to quit, so I just have to keep doing it, I started in high school, did a head bust of Eisenhower, and my mother said we were related to Eisenhower.
Really?
And I was surprised that I did find out we are. I was ninth generation years ago, because of families interviewing, and lived in Pennsylvania. He had 12 in his family, and my mother's side had 12. But anyway, so it was exciting to start the head bust of Eisenhower in school, and I got extra credit there for doing that, and with a history class. And so I went on from there. A few years later, that was on a salt block. A few years later, I started a head bust of Abraham Lincoln. And the tombstone man in Smyrna I went to church with, he kind of said, yeah, he had some stone he would sell me and tools. So, okay, so I'll start with him. So I started with the tombstone man, which was only a couple of miles from where I lived, and of course I knew him from church, and that was interesting. So he gave me the tools, but I didn't really know what to do with them too much.
Sure.
Because so I did finally go and get a head bust of Abraham Lincoln, and then I had a model. And once you have a model, you have somewhere to go, because you see, your idea is the most important thing. And sometimes it takes longer to get an idea than it does to do it. And drawing is very important. If you know how to draw things, and you can keep drawing, and if I wanted to make something, I would usually do 10 drawings at least, instead of one drawing. I'd try to improve it in the last 2 or 3 drawings. We're looking a lot
Do you
better.
start with like a picture and make a drawing of that?
I just do a pencil and paper on a drawing, and I'm a direct carving. So after I draw there, when I went to the stone, I would carve by drawing on the stone and just taking off what I didn't want. And so that's
So how long did it take you to perfect that technique, actually working in
that
stone?
was quite a while. My first piece, Abraham Lincoln, was 2 years. And I went to Delaware Art Center for 2 years, and they couldn't help me out much. They didn't know much about stone. And so then I had a chance to go to New York to the Art Students League. So I went to New York in '64 to see Michelangelo's work. And he was at the World's Fair. And so I got inspired by that.
The Pieta.
This was Pieta, yes. And so that was very exciting to see that. And while I was there, I went to the Art Students League and found out that I could go there by the month or whatever. You have to self-discipline yourself there. You come when you want, you do what you want. They have instructors there. They had like 65 different instructors there of art. So it's where most the artists, when they get out of college, you go to the Art Students League, because they're the professors, they're really the guys that are famous. And they're only in the class for 1 day a week, they're not there for all the time, but
So
they
it
do
really
come and criticize your work.
It really took many years then to get to your...
Yeah, it took many years well, first of all, I could say, how do you get started in that way? Because I knew how to do hammer and chisels, but I didn't know I knew how to use tools because my dad had a gas station, and so we were trained to work on cars. So here I'm beating on chisels and mufflers and all that, so I already knew how to use a hammer
Now, I
and
see
some tools.
we've got some of your work displayed here, the butterfly. You also do fish, I believe?
Yeah, I do lots of fish. I have many different colors of stone, and the people say, where do you get this stone at? Because there's over 300 different colors of stone, marble, and 300 of granite, and several hundred of precious stones, which I have some samples of some precious stones here. And so the art in New York City, they sell the stone as Sculptor supply houses. And the people don't realize it when they look at one of your sculptures. Like a man the other day said, I want you to make me a head of a horse out of marble. I said, okay. Well, I didn't get to talk to him too much because he only had $75. Now the stone itself costs $1 a pound, up to $3 a pound. And the size of a head, a normal person's head, would be 100 pounds. So that would be $100 just for the stone. If it's one kind of stone, if it's another stone, it would be 200 or 300.
Well, how long would it normally take to make a horse's head? Is there a ballpark figure?
Well, my first head, like I said, took me 2 years of Abraham Lincoln. Now my next head was a head bust of Jesus Christ, and that was 200 pounds, and that took me 5 months at the Art Students League by hand, because it's all hand chiseled there.
Now, how long did it take to make that butterfly?
Now, I start many things at a time, and I don't really count my time as most people do. I might work on it for a little while, and then I might work on something else. The other day I was working on several things that I had going. If I ever get tired of working this, I might go over to another one to work on another one. So it's really, I really don't count all my time.
And I see you've got a book.
I did write a book, The Sculptor's Miracles, and I have lots of miracles. How did I get started? I started because I went to church one day with my mom and family, and their preacher was preaching, if you work in gold, silver, precious stone, wood, hay, or stubble, your work will be tested by fire. So I said, well, And then the voice said to me to work in stone. Okay. I said, oh, now I know what I'm going to do, because I was 16, I didn't know what I was going to do, and that was after my head bust of Eisenhower. So I started working in stone then. That was my key. That's how come I went to the Delaware Art Museum and so forth. And Italy, of course, I went to Italy. I brought back several tons of marble from Italy. I worked with 10 sculptors in Italy, and just at Carlo Nicoli's studio, I rented a space, and they were very friendly and very nice, and I really had a great success there.
What a tremendous background.
Yeah, this is great. And of course, I wasn't afraid to go into a gallery, and all the galleries in New York City when I lived there 4 years, going to the Art Students League, and Newsel School for Social Research. And later in the summer, I went to Goddard College in Vermont for drawing, and Barry, Vermont for tombstones. I worked at tombstones for a while, because once you learn the stones are like diamonds 10, and the marble's 4, and your granite's 6, and your steel tool is 5, and the precious stones are 7 and 8 in hardness. So
This interview could go on for hours, I could tell.
I'm sorry.
But no, this was great.
Yeah.
We'll have your website on there, we'll have your phone number where people can call you to find out how they can acquire some
Yes.
of these things. Expertise developed over a lifetime. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. I certainly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Better, Richard Bailey, renowned sculptor from right here in Delaware. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's program. We interviewed the owner of C&U Fit, Evans Arms Trading, here in Dover. We also interviewed the executive director of Habitat for Humanity, John Gallo, and we finished up with well-known sculptor Richard Bailey. See you next time.